Now, there's another significant vote going on in Scotland today. Members of the prestigious Royal and Ancient Golf Club, probably the game's most influential club, will decide whether to admit women as members. The vote is expected to go in favour, but there will be many people amazed at the fact that in this day and age, a club which is known as the home of golf is having to stage such a vote at all. Golf, of course, has had a problem with this over the years, reputation for being elitist perhaps, and possibly having a fuddy-duddy attitude as well. So will a yes vote at the R&A today be significant for the sport? Let's talk to the editor of Women and Golf magazine, Alison Root. Morning to you, Alison.
Morning.
So why aren't women allowed at the moment?
Well, it's simply because historically this club was set up 260 odd years ago, and so traditionally that's the way that the R&A members wanted it to stay, which is quite unbelievable in this day and age. I appreciate there are single-sex golf clubs, but...
Can you still hear me?
Sorry, I lost you there.
I'm still here.
Okay.
So we're talking about the fact there are single-sex clubs, aren't there?
Yes,
around the country.
But the difference is that the R&A is the governing body of golf. So we're talking about a bigger picture here. And if this vote goes through, which I'm sure it will, then that will be the first in a series of positive steps to hopefully encourage more men and women to unite at golf clubs.
Stay on the line, Alison, because I want to bring in Mike Buchanan, leader of the political party Justice for Men and Boys and the Women Who Love Them. Mike, good morning to you.
Yes, good morning, Mike.
Hello, Mike. What's presumably you would welcome women being allowed into this club?
Well, these things, Mike, they're always presented as being about equality for women, but in reality they're about women shaming men for things they shouldn't be ashamed of. Deep down, this isn't about golf, it's about women dictating how men behave. Now, the overwhelming majority
Hang on,
of
is it really about that? It's just about equality, isn't it?
The overwhelming majority of golf clubs admit women, so any woman who wants to play golf is spoiled for choice. So we have to ask, why do women have a problem with men-only spaces, whether it's the R&A, gentlemen's clubs, or whatever? And why is this gender traffic always one way? The scouts admit girls, but the guides don't admit boys. The Women's Institute doesn't admit men. And of course, it's not just sport, Mike. I mean, why do we have all-women MP candidate shortlist when so few of the people who want to be MPs are women? We don't hear women whine about that, do we? As always, gender equality always means one thing: special treatment for women at the expense of men.
But this isn't...
And I'd like to ask, why don't women launch their own golf clubs and leave men's golf clubs alone? I mean, I, for one, wouldn't give a damn.
All right. Let Alison reply to that.
Well, in fact, the single-sex female golf clubs were launched or established off as a reaction to the single-sex male clubs. This is dating back years ago. So, but now golf has changed. More women are playing golf. And yes, we are in an era of equality. It's not like we're trying to take over golf clubs. And just for the good of the game, more women and men should try a mix, not at these traditional golf clubs, because it doesn't happen that often. And we need to have different attitudes.
No, I mean, women just seem to have this problem. I mean, why must it be every men's club? I mean, why can men not have a number of golf clubs where they can go and be, just with men? I mean, I don't hear men complaining and whining about women-only golf clubs.
But why don't you want to share a club with women, Mike? Well, what's the problem with that?
It's not a question of sharing, Mike. It's a question of men having the option. And I mean, when this vote goes through, and it seems to be that it's expected, I think, that they will allow women, there'll be another place where men, won't be able to associate just with men. And as I say, men are not campaigning against women-only golf clubs. Why do women have such a problem with men enjoying the company of men occasionally? I think it's healthy for them.
All right, well, Alison, why have you got a problem with men-only clubs?
I haven't got a problem with men-only clubs. It's talking about golf as a whole. As we all know, golf at UK golf clubs is dwindling. In England alone, over the last decade, they've lost around 185,000 members. Now, this is not entirely everything to do with this RNA vote. There's lots of factors involved. But attitudes need to change to make golf more inclusive, a more family atmosphere.
And do you accept that point, Mike?
Sorry.
Do you accept that?
No, I don't.
Oh.
I mean, my question to Alison is, will you now campaign against women-only clubs?
I would like to see single-sex clubs phased out for the good of golf.
All right, well, we'll leave it there. Alison, thank you. Alison Root, the editor of Women and Golf magazine. And on the other line, Mike Buchanan, leader of the political party Justice for Men and Boys and the Women Who Love Them.